Free. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Come to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where we're changing the game. No pushy salespeople, just friendly product specialists on salary, ready to help you find your perfect Kia. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. We even put the factory invoice right on the windshield so you can see exactly what you're saving. No back and forth, just one manager from start to finish for a smooth, easy process. We'll handle your paperwork, transfer your tag and insurance, and even schedule a post-delivery review to walk you through your new features on your time. Can't make it in? We'll bring the test drive to you. So don't wait. Visit Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach today. No hassle, no pressure, just the perfect car for you. Online at GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KF8 stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235 plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 1/5/26.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
You know, a couple times, this month, what is it, 4 or 5 times we've done it? Mike and I get enlisted to go to these golf tournaments around South Florida, and they're like golf events. So, like, I don't know, people are lining up, different businesses, whatever it might be. And Mike and I go, we take our ESPN West Palm sports desk, and we go and we get mics organized on a speaker. We get the computer set up to the speaker.
Yeah.
And our job is just to bark at the golfers, essentially. And we did it again today. And let's just say it was about 5 hours of just incoherent nonsense.
We're slap happy. for better lack of terms, I am let's just put it this way. I don't get up. Like, when I get up, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. All right. And like, dude, if I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, that's an issue. Kyle, that's an issue for me. That's a big deal.
So it was a 5 a.m. wake-up call.
Big deal for me.
Then we went down over to Boca, where this event was. And with the Orange Bowl committee, our job was just to sit at a hole, and we needed power. And there was no plug on a golf. Sometimes there's a plug on a golf course. You're near the bathrooms. You're near this wall.
Right.
Sometimes they have.
You get lucky. You get lucky sometimes.
They usually have this organized. So this hole that they were going to put us at, we need power, and they said there was no power available. So we're like, well, we can't do this unless we have power. So they're like, all right, we'll get you a generator. All right, fine. You'd think it'd be one of those handheld generators that's like as big as a boombox. You know, you put it next to the thing, and then you got like an hour or two worth of energy. No. We get there, and we're setting up at this tee box, and the gentleman that's running the event goes, yeah, we got you guys a generator. It's about a half mile that way. I'll bring you to it. All right. He brings us to it. He's like, it's over by that flag over. Mike and I go over there with the golf cart, and we drive up, and we see this wheelbarrow of a generator.
Dude, it's 350 pounds.
It was 400 pounds.
Dude, it was heavy, dude. That thing.
Think a wheelbarrow full of cement. That was what the comparison was.
The funniest part, too, was there were workers over here. It's like, oh, all right, you guys are going to bring it over. Colin goes, you guys are going to bring it over? And they're like, no.
You guys going to bring it over?
They're like, no. They're like, no.
All of our volunteers are older, so you're going to have to do it. All right? Fine. And Mike and I, we can't put this thing in the golf cart. So we got this stupid 700-pound generator that we're wheeling up a hill in this godforsaken golf course. Oh,
Colin is wheeling it. I'm following behind you with a golf cart,
holding up traffic on the cart back.
You're like, Mike. You're like, Mike. There's people behind us. I said, what do you want me to do, dude? I got to make sure you don't kill yourself on that thing. And then once again, you know, and for our
it's one of those things we didn't know how to operate it.
Oh God!
You know, you pull the string like a lawnmower, like
All right, hang on. You ever seen the motorcycle South Park episode? I mean, that's what the thing sounded like literally. And I'm like, Colin's over there tinkering with it. We finally get the thing on. Hang on,
we're right next to the driving range too.
We finally get the thing on, and I got no power. I'm like, Colin, what the hell's going on? Dude, I don't know. I'm like, I go over there, it's a breaker switch. So I had to flip the breaker switch up, and then the thing worked.
It was so loud.
Oh, it was, dude.
We couldn't put it next to the table because it's like a plane engine. It's that loud. So we tried to turn it on initially. It's like a car that won't start. You know, it's got like the engine that's just like yeah.
Literally. The entire time.
It's not working. All right, this is a problem. So we have to keep going, taking out the ignition, putting it back in. We finally get this thing started, and it sounds like a submarine engine or like a 747.
Colin's line of the day. Your line of the day on it would go, dude, this would power a submarine. I lost full.
It's huge. It's the size of a generator that you put next to a house. Why do we need to plug in one computer? Why is it so big? Why did they give us the biggest generator in the 10 square miles for this event? That was step number one. What we did is we were at one tee box, about 4 tee boxes. And the second tee box where they tee off from, third tee box is where we set up the desk. We put the generator about 20 yards back at the fourth tee box behind us, and we just left it in an open field and just let it run.
Yeah. And thankfully, too, like they wanted to put us in the bleachers. Like, dude, do you remember the original spot we were going to be at?
No.
We weren't going to be by anybody.
Oh, that's right.
We were going to be, and then I asked them, like, listen, can we just go behind the tee boxes? I want to make sure, that they're able to hear their songs and they're able to hear what we're talking about. Damian Perez is our producer behind the City Boy Studios. Are you familiar with AC/DC or Metallica?
Oh, my God.
Dude, what a waste of time that is. Honestly, all my boomers listening.
Because you walk up, we have the music. So we said, all right, you guys, we need a walk-up song. So choose anything you want. 90% of the time with 90% of people.
Do me a favor. Pretend like I'm a golfer and ask me.
All right, sir, we need a walk-up song. What song you thinking?
The one that Enter the Sandman, Metallica. It came to a point where I'm like, dude, no. I'm like, be more creative than that.
We're not doing that.
All right, how about Thunderstruck by ACD? What is up with boomers and Thunderstruck and Enter Sandman?
It was ridiculous.
Listen, they're great songs, but they're so OD. They're so overdone. They're so OP. They're so overplayed. So finally, the best part, too, was like, hey, yeah, just play something for me. I started playing Psychosocial by Slipknot. Colin and I just back there, Psychosocial! Dude, honestly, we had fun. And listen, majority of the golfers, too, they were Bobby Bowdit. You know what I mean? We have one guy who was pretty upset. It was a Boston College guy.
He didn't like you.
He didn't like me. So I was joking around with him. They had the hat on, and it looked like a 4-leaf clover. I go, "Oh, you're a Notre Dame man." He goes, "Oh, you won't catch me dead rooting for that team." I go, "Well, who you root for? Miami? Miami." No, Boston College. He said, "Oh, God, you're having a godforsaken season, brother. Billy O'Brien 1-9." I'm like, "At least you almost beat." He goes, "To be honest, I haven't watched the game." I go, "You haven't watched the game, but you're a Boston College guy." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you watch it." He goes, "No, dude, I watched the hockey." I go, "Who the hell watches college hockey?" Joking around, and he was not having it. He did not have it. He was into his Boston College hockey.
We said it was a godforsaken athletic department,
and he had a real problem. He had a real problem with that. But everyone else was a blast. I mean, outside of the generator and waking up at 4:45 in the morning, not being able to go through the morning routine, which I desperately need. Which TMI. I mean, geez, I gave Colin the whole runner, the ringaroo on that one. But yeah, it was an interesting morning.
But they fed us. They gave us sippy cups.
We got our big gulps. The
Modelo team was there. They gave us a Modelo hat. I was a big fan of that.
Didn't get a book bag though.
No, I did not get a book bag.
We did not get a book
bag. Free gear. That's what matters. But those events, we've done a lot of those.
We have.
I think that was the 5th one this month.
I am begging. If you're planning a golf tournament,
do not call us.
No. Hang on. If you're planning a golf tournament, dude, let's do a 1:00 start time, and we could do the show on the course. I'll bring the wireless mics. We'll have a ball. You know what I mean? We'll have we'll have the camera. I'll have Colin hitting a drive on the show. We'll have a ball. This whole godforsaken 4 a.m. wake up call. It's 7:30 shotgun start. Listen,
they started about 45 minutes late, and we had time periods where groups would come by. Everybody starts it was 3 9-hole courses. That's what this was. There was 27 holes for however many groups. We had times where we didn't see a group for 30 straight minutes. We'd have 2 groups, 30 whole minutes go by, and we're waiting for the next group of golfers so we could talk some crap to them. And we're guys, hello? And there's guys, there's the Modelo stand right next to us. Half of them are getting liquored up. It's 9:20 in the morning. And I'm like,
dude, I'll tell you what. Do you want to know who the busiest station was? Was that liquor station? That guy got a workout.
They made a killing.
Those ladies and the one gentleman that was working with the ladies, they got a workout. It was always cart pulls up and goes, "Oh, you guys a twosome?" Colin and I, we could not comprehend that people were stopping at the Modelo, and then the guys would come down. They have the shots. They'd have the whole 9 yards, and it was a fun day. Honestly, like I said, it was a fun day, and a highlight of the day too was our guy Joe, and God, I can't remember Mustache's name, but he was a good dude. They were huge into college basketball. They went toe-to-toe with Colin Russo on college basketball knowledge. I was very surprised on that.
We were going. It was funny because at a certain point when you got no groups coming in, we're just we're chewing on anything. So these 2 gentlemen come up, and we're looking for something, some sort of input. And these 2 guys were huge college hoops fans who watched these. Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They watch
the Fairfield versus Siena.
They watch everything. They watch the West Coast, Big Sky, Big South, you name it. They
knew Northern Arizona. They give them credit.
And nobody knows Northern Arizona. That awful school.
Poor Timmy.
That awful school.
You're too hard on your brother.
Oh, dude, you should watch them play.
By the way, Colin's brother, Timmy, is an assistant, first assistant for Northern Arizona.
Second assistant.
What are they? The Salukis? What's their mascot?
The Lumberjacks. What is the Salukis?
I was thinking of Southern Illinois.
Oh, yes. No, they're Lumberjacks.
The great Marcus Domask, where he reigned from. Anyway, Colin, what did they watch the other night? That's how you know they had an issue. Like you.
What did we watch?
The UCF. What was the game?
We watched UCF Pitt. I'm like, UCF played Pitt last night. And the guy's like, I watched it. I'm like, you're a sicko, dude. UCF Pitt, 5th game of the year, college basketball in the Daytona Beach tournament and Feast Week. You watched that? He goes, yeah, good game. I'm like, it was a good game. I was quite impressed. That guy was the man. I love to. That's bizarre.
Hey guys, we're doing walk-up songs. First off, good to see. We're doing. What do you want to? You mean that Thunderstruck by ACT?
Have you guys heard of Enter Sandman? Yeah, we've heard of it. We're not playing it. No. Think of something else.
Now, there were a couple of songs that I added to the repertoire. Hang on. Let's actually look at my Apple Music real quick, Kyle. because there were a couple of good suggestions. Now, the deputy chief of Palm Beach County,
which you screwed up, by the way.
I did. Oh my God, I thought she was still the mayor.
Yeah.
I thought she was the mayor.
I'm so sorry. Mayor Marino of Palm Beach.
I'm so sorry, Miss
County.
Marino. I'm so sorry.
You familiar, Damien?
I botched
You're
that.
familiar?
I'm not familiar.
It's the
I
mayor.
botched
It's
that.
the former mayor.
Yeah, I was dead wrong there. I thought
Mike
she was still
like,
the mayor.
Hey, mayor.
I was dead wrong.
She's like,
there.
it's deputy chair now.
She didn't care. She was a good sport about it. But they played.
No longer.
They played that Steely Dan song. Remember? What was that? I thought I had it here.
I'm not familiar with this song.
I thought I had it here. I swear. Do It Again by Steely Dan. This song's a banger.
Okay.
And then I added that to the repertoire. And then another one, remember the Jamaican guys came over.
Yeah, the Jamaican guys had good recommendations.
King of the Dance Hall by Vibs Cartel. Fever is the song name. It was unbelievable. I'm going to be vibing out to that coming up on Saturday after our, God, Kyle, I just realized how busy we are. Dude, what high school sideline you on tonight?
Fort Pierce Central.
Dude, that's a hike.
That's a hike.
That's a hike, dude.
Yeah.
That's a hike,
that's
mate.
a 7 p.m. kick, so I'm not even going to make that kickoff.
That's a hike.
You're
going to get there 7:20, 7:30?
Yeah, I get lucky.
Pending traffic. God forbid there's traffic.
Probably will be Friday night.
What, are they going north?
Yeah, I don't know. You think there'll be traffic on a Friday night?
Who knows?
Going up to Fort Pierce Central?
How about this? All right, can we complain for a second here?
Go ahead.
We're leaving the golf course. No names, please. It's inlet, okay? It's west. Dude, it took us like an hour and 10 minutes to get home. Took us an hour and 10 minutes.
This is one of those golf courses where you get off 95, you take a right, and you don't stop until civilization halts.
Everyone's on that one road. That's
Dude,
the
it's
problem.
2 o'clock, though, Dame.
Damien, we
2 o'clock in the
we
afternoon.
drive until civilization halts,
Yeah.
and then you hit the golf course.
One way in, one way out. You got to take that
and
road.
then you
It's
pull
probably-
in, it's like, I feel like we're walking into like a public park or like a playground.
Dude, what did you say when
Remember that? I'm like, is this a playground? Where are we? It's like 6 in the morning. I'm like, where the hell are we? It's bizarre.
And thankfully, Colin knows I'm not a morning person. He drives to the events, thankfully. Colin, give the kids some credit. He drives Miss Daisy back here to the
I like
events.
controlling the aux on the way there.
That too, and I was out of commit. Like when I said I was tremendously down bad. When did we meet at the parking garage? 5:45.
Yeah, around 5:45.
I was down bad. Courtney was texting us at like 5:15. Like, Court, leave me alone. Give me 20 more minutes to lay in bed here. Give me 20 more minutes to lay in bed. But anyway, dude, it took so long to get home. And like it originally should have taken us like 40 minutes. It took us an hour and 5 minutes to get home.
I usually don't acknowledge the snowbird traffic, and everybody talks about it. I usually don't acknowledge it. If you're driving through Boca, especially through
Boca's
the
brutal.
Through the town of Boca, and that first couple exits going northbound,
Yamato, probably.
it was, I would say exit 45 from Glades Road all the way up to maybe Atlantic Avenue and Del Rey. That 7 or 8 exit
It's a waste of time.
stretch is. We were there for 40 minutes. It was ridiculous.
It's a waste. It's the definition of a waste of time.
I mean, these people are on the roads. There's 5,000 more people that now comparatively to 2 weeks ago.
And then
Those people come down.
and then
you get the fender bender.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
we
the
had an
fender
accident.
It's over. It's
Dude,
over.
some guy was smoking. He was smoking.
There was a fire truck taking up 3 lanes. Can you guys go vertically? I mean,
But hang on. Thankfully, he was there. The guy was smoking. He was smoking, Dame. I mean, geez, where there's smoke, there's fire.
It was ridiculous.
Thank God for the fire department.
This is snowbird season through and through. And I'm not trying to be like protective of Florida or something like that, but this is that time of year. Especially
No,
if
I
you
will be
drive
honest.
through-
I'm a
if you
local now.
drive
I don't
through-
care. I'm a
if you
local
drive
now.
through
I'm gonna
Boca,
complain about it.
You're sitting there, oh my God, does this never end? I mean, this traffic, it was ridiculous.
That was nuts.
It was
That was
ridiculous.
nuts.
It took us an hour, 10 minutes to
And
get back.
like you guys know, I got family in Boca. I'm in there a lot. That was advanced traffic. There's traffic and then advanced traffic. That was a waste of time. That was indeed a waste of time.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, hour and 5 to get back to the beautiful City Place Studios, and then we come in and everyone's like, shh. we come in.
What's up, guys? Everybody's like,
Quiet! Shut up! Shh. Damn you!
What the hell's going on? What happened? What's going on? Damon, we got shushed like it was a funeral. What?
Wait, what the hell
What are
is
you
going?
people barking at
So
us
we've been
for?
up since 5 in. Of course you're coming.
We're coming in hot.
gung ho. We're coming in
What are you
hot.
saying?
Yeah.
Complete different wavelength here.
If you can't get out of it, listen. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. All right.
That was ridiculous.
Shh. What? What do you mean shush?
For what? We're in an office. It's a Friday afternoon.
No one's here.
It's 2:45 on a Friday.
Then HRN.
You didn't get any food. The food they
No.
fed us
I did,
well.
but I did heat up some ziti. That was the plan all along. I wanted to heat up the leftover ziti in the fridge. Unbelievable.
Okay.
I had a little crackers.
They had great food.
I told. Remember my morning routine that I didn't do? I was in a bad spot. I couldn't eat. I was in a bad spot at the outing. I was in a bad spot.
All right. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We'll get into what we saw on Thursday Night Football, get into this weekend's games. We still got to make some cover 5 picks.
Oh, God.
That's all to come. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with George Teixeira, partner and practice leader of Anshin's Financial Services Group.
When launching a private investment fund, proper structuring could mean the difference between high tax bills and smart tax savings. The new One Big Beautiful Bill Act permanently extends the 20% deduction on qualified business income, makes favorable changes to exclusions of gains of qualified small business stock, and brings back full expensing on capital investments. For fund managers, this means new opportunities to reduce taxable income and improve cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we specialize in building tax-efficient structures that help funds and their investors make the right decisions today for greater success tomorrow. If you are launching a fund in this new environment, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. That was a directionless segment we just had previously. But we're having a good time here at the City Place Studios. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm up until 6 p.m. today. Should be a great time. 888-760-3776. No Christian Cat with us. Instead, we got Damian Perez here with us live in person. Damian, how are you today, my friend? What's going on?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Was that as incoherent as I'm making it out?
That was
to be?
amazing. I mean,
it was a good segment.
It kind of just showed the kind of morning you guys had and the energy you guys had. And
weird day, slap happy. Day not over, you know.
It's Friday, so it's a good day to
Friday?
to be
I thought it was Tuesday. It's Friday?
Yeah, at least I hope.
Wisconsin's playing BYU right now on the Utah Jazz purple court.
I mean, is there a bigger waste of time than that purple court in Utah? I mean, what, they got a trophy on there too? For what? Is this the first time I'm looking at these courts? I think it is. Who watches NBA in November? Clearly not Mike Rizzo.
All right, take it easy.
But at the same time, is that the Cup trophy on the court?
Yes.
That is a waste of time, and you cannot defend that.
The NBA Cup is a waste of time. That I can agree with. But what is not a waste of time, and it's if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're the type that like to fight for you. I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back. They could get yours too, and they didn't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the best. Demand Anajar and Levine today because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. Take that one phone call and take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation. Today, call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Week 12 kicked off last night. The Houston Texans, we said that was sort of a must-win game. They played like it was. 23-19, they won over the Buffalo Bills yesterday at home. Josh Allen, 2 interceptions. And Josh Allen mostly shut down 8 sacks. The Texans has. And the Bills even had a chance in the Texans' territory to finish off the game, and the Texans were able to close it out.
How about Buffalo? A 2-interception game by Allen. You mentioned the 8 sacks, a 26.1 quarterback rating, and still have a chance to win the game at the end of the football game.
That's a good point.
That's crazy.
That's a good point.
That's crazy.
I think it's a testament just how bad of an offense that the Texans have.
And it's David.
So I'm out on Davis Mills. I mean, you got to put Stroud back in.
Yesterday
they were not any good.
Because yesterday
they were not any good.
You were going to bat a bit for Mills, so I wanted to see where you're at.
The one thing I'll say is like they've won 6 of 8. I mean, they've won games.
And if I could quickly,
they've won 6 of 8.
If I could quickly go back to the conversation we had, you could go back and listen on the ESPN South Florida app. It's just he's your franchise guy. Stroud's your franchise guy. You picked him at that top pick for a reason. Just, ride it out until the end of the rookie deal. That's my 2 cents. But listen, the Texans being 6-5, turning their season around. They're on a little win streak right now. You start to think with how bad Kansas City has been playing, anything could be possible. Playoffs could be possible. Now, the division, I don't think is possible. I think Indianapolis is going to be running away with that division.
I believe they still have 2 against Indianapolis, so they could actually turn that around.
Dude, Kyle, this is the second straight day where we're going, they play Indianapolis. Indianapolis might have a tough little schedule.
You want to go through
let's go through Indianapolis because this is the second straight day.
Indianapolis is 8-2, and they got Jacksonville and the Texans on their tail at the Chiefs this weekend. Then they got the Texans head-to-head. Then they got the Jags head-to-head. Seahawks, 49ers, Jaguars, Texans.
It's actually good that they won, that they're 8-2 at this point. They probably needed a little cushion for the back half of the schedule. Now, no one in their wildest dreams, outside of me who took their over, neither here nor there, I didn't even expect them to have 8 wins at this point. You know what I mean? That ticket's going to be cashing within the next month. But at the same time, you got to give the Texans credit. They do it with defense, man. I mean, on a night where, Woody Marks, I had to clean the windshields. I go, who the hell is Woody Marks?
Oh, hold on. He had a pretty good year.
But at the same time, this is where we're at with this Texan offense. No Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb, as much as I love Chubb, he's a has-been. Give him credit for how they're getting things done. It's ugly. It's ugly. They're doing it with defense.
Their defense is so good.
And they're doing good. And they're doing it with Davis Mills, with a 50% completion rating.
Yep. And Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter have been so good off the edge. They make every opposing quarterback uncomfortable. That defense will keep them in every single game they play in for the rest of the way, especially now that they have a little bit of momentum.
And they do.
I mean, at a certain point, if you're CJ Stroud, dude, we're looking for the bare minimum. We're looking for the bare minimum. We're looking for 180 yards passing and orchestrate 3 offensive touchdowns a game.
One thing Mills isn't doing is turnovers. 5 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Right.
That's why they're able to say.
And that's why they've won 6 of 8.
Correct. Bare minimum. Play good defense and take it from there. Now, you're going to need to put points up at some point. Is Houston a team that's going to be able to win a playoff game like they did last year? Probably not. I believe the playoff game they won last year was the Herbert game where he, was throwing interceptions all over the yard. 4 interceptions, okay? So, unless something like that happens where the other team completely plays himself out, I do not see them winning a playoff game unless C.J. Stroud gets back on track.
Yeah, for Stroud, it sounds like he's going to play the next time they go out there. We're looking at that Colts game, which is going to be a huge game now. Colts got a huge 3-game stretch because the Jags are thinking about it. The Jags and the Texans already split. They've played each other head-to-head both times this year. That AFC South is a very underrated division that I don't know if the Colts have it locked up yet. 8-2, they're 6 games over, and that division's not locked up.
My issue with Houston and Jacksonville is the inconsistency.
Right.
We've been able to see consistency from the Colts. Houston in the last 3 weeks, they're starting to find their form a bit. And then Jacksonville, I mean, geez, Kyle, you could tell us about how Jekyll and Hyde that team has been, being a Jaguar fan.
Right.
So that's why I still, even with the tough schedule, I think it's a lot to make up for the other teams.
Yes,
but they do
true.
play each other. You're right. You can't, if you're technically Jacksonville and Houston, you can handle your business.
And even if we're not even thinking about the division, we're thinking about that other wild card spot.
Right.
Who do the Texans have after they play the Colts? Chiefs at Arrowhead.
But I'm going to take it a step further. If the Colts stub their toe against a Kansas City, against some of these tough San Francisco, these tough out-of-conference games, they could get right back into the thick of things. Especially in the division, Kyle, where, division records is what's separating you between you and yours. It's like, how many times does Indianapolis play Jacksonville? 1 more time? 2 more times?
Indianapolis has played Jacksonville twice.
And then how about Houston? 1 more?
They have 4 games against
Jacksonville. So 2 and 2. That's what I mean. Like, this division is still up in the air because of that. The 4 matchups Indianapolis has to play against the Texans and the Jags, and the hard out-of-conference schedule. So it's not completely over yet.
Definitely
I know
not.
I'm counting my chips with the over on the wins this year. They're good friends at Hard Rock Bet, but it's definitely not over
They
yet.
got 4 divisional games, and then the other games are at Chiefs, at Seahawks, home Niners. That is brutal.
It is.
That is brutal.
And San Francisco is one of those teams with Christian McCaffrey. It doesn't matter who. It could be
And they're
Mac
getting healthier.
Jones.
They're getting healthier.
And the defense looks good, too. The defense has played well as of late for San Francisco.
With undersized and with down 10 men.
I just, I have a man crush on Shanahan. That's just what Kyle Shanahan. Listen, has he struggled to win a Super Bowl? Absolutely.
Bob Saleh, too.
But
our guy.
Who threatened to kill your head coach, by the way.
I mean, allegedly.
That, by the way, for a little context,
Liam
Cohen, the Jacksonville Jaguar head coach, allegedly. I mean, Kyle, we heard him on tape. But dude, once again, former defensive head coach going back coordinator and doing good things. See it all the time.
It's the best. So
It's
that's
a lot of fun. And then listen,
that's a very underrated division now. All of a sudden.
And that's why, dude, the NFL is a lot of fun right now. Just because of the kind of must-win games within the division. Like Kansas City, they're fighting for their life every week. Houston is fighting for their life every week. Jacksonville is fighting for their life. Baltimore, Colin, in the North, they're fighting for their life every single week. And then, Colin, if we can, brother, what is your worry status with Josh Allen? I'm not even obviously with the Bills, they're probably not going to win the division.
We were worried about him after
Allen?
after the Dolphin game. We were worried about him after the Dolphin game, and then we're not worried about him after because he has 6 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 3 in the passing, and then we worried about him again.
It's just
we can't be left and right.
I want the consistency. I want that consistency back with Allen. Like famously with the Bills, they lose a couple of games within the first 7 games of the year, and then they hit their stride and they don't look back. Are they going to hit that stride this year? Are they going to hit that second half of the season stride, or are they going to keep dropping games? Like, they had no business losing that game. I mentioned to you, 2 interceptions for Josh Allen, and we stayed up for that godforsaken game. And they had a chance.
Finish, yeah.
They did. And the reason we stayed up was because it was a pretty good game. And the Bills had a chance to win after their star quarterback played as bad as you could possibly play. So that's why I'm focusing on Allen specifically here, because I think the game was on him. I do. With
that offensive line let him down. He can't get sacked 8 times. I agree with you. He took some sacks. He's trying to make something happen. But sacking 8 times, you beat any quarterback like that. That's how you beat Mahomes. That's how you beat Brady.
Yeah.
You get to them. If you get to them and not get them on the ground, you beat them.
And then Goff. I mean, the perfect example of that is Goff last week.
I mean, Goff
against the
falls
Eagles.
apart when he starts getting hit, but that could be anybody.
Right.
If you start sacking them, that happened to Lamar Jackson. Myles Garrett made Lamar Jackson have one of the worst games of his career because what they do, they got to him every single play.
Begging the Browns to win that game. Neither here nor there.
Right.
But
so it's just a matter of that offensive line. If that's not in tune, they're not playing well. And that's why Houston's dangerous, because they got 2 great edge rushers.
And they ran the ball well with Cook. And that's a game, if you're a Buffalo Bill fan, you're really frustrated with. They have a chance to go 8-3 and really make things right. But, you're 7-4. You're still in the thick of things. You're going to be a playoff team as long as you don't continue to lose games. We always talk about this year with the Buffalo Bills, now or never. Now or never with the boogeyman Kansas City struggling with the new blood in the AFC. It usually isn't a game that they drop at this point in the season.
Yeah. I can't say I'm nervous because you said, all right, 8-3. They could have been 8-3. They could have been 9-3. We'd have different conversations. That team, they're no longer going to win that division, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I
the
totally.
Buffalo Bills are no longer going to win the AFC East.
They have 2 more division games at New England. Forgive me for thinking they don't win that on the 14th of December, and then they end the season at the Jets. Now that, are they going to need the game? Are they even going to play anybody in that game? But a loss to the Dolphins and a loss to the Patriots. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of a team that post-Brady, Kyle, that's been able to dominate the AFC East. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of them to drop games like that.
And New England has played one more game, so they have a chance to get their 10th win while Buffalo's still sitting at 7. And if they get that 10th win this weekend against Cincinnati, then we're looking at a situation where New England might lock up that division a lot sooner than we think.
Correct.
I don't think anything changes for them. I think their sights are set on that first seed bye. They get the best schedule adequate that's going to allow them to make a run for that. So they're thinking about that first seeded bye in the postseason. They're not thinking about
right.
They're not thinking about teams on their tail yet. But with Buffalo continuing to lose, they're making New England not sweat. That's what I'm nervous about them. New England hasn't sweat in weeks.
No. And Theo Dorsey talked about this earlier today. You can listen to Theoretically Speaking 2 to 4. The championship window for the Bills. If I'm a Bill fan, I'm a little worried. Just because you haven't done it yet. You've had this great quarterback. You've had this great roster for how many years? Now with Kansas City out of the picture, finally, teams like the Patriots and company are popping up out of nowhere. Drake May, a young quarterback now, has popped up in your division and is playing at an elite level. Kyle, you know me. I love the Bill fan. I love the Buffalo fan. I root for the Bills. Outside of my squad. I root for them to win because of the tortured history and the tortured fan base that they are, because I can relate. It would be so Buffalo. It would be so Buffalo if they don't take advantage of that championship window, if they don't do anything in the playoffs this year, and then not to mention they're not even the top dog in the division anymore because Mike Vrabel and Drake May came from the depths of hell to save the Patriots and Robert Kraft.
They're not sweating. That team's probably sights are set strictly on that number 1 overall seed. It tells you that New England's probably going to be okay unless they completely collapse on their own accord. And Buffalo is going to be sitting there alongside Kansas City and these other teams for a wild card spot. Now, it hurts that they lost that Texan game because that hurts the head-to-head. So now they got to sweat about that a little bit, but they also have beaten Kansas City. You're looking at Buffalo, Kansas City, the Chargers, Jacksonville, and Houston for 3 spots.
Yep.
Very interesting AFC playoff picture. I'm not sure how it will play out, but that makes the last couple games interesting. We'll get into what we need to see this weekend, next segment, and into our picks. Because this weekend, Mike, we're looking for implicating matchups. The Bills losing that game makes the Texan game against the Chiefs very good in 2 weeks, and they makes that Colt game very interesting now against the Chiefs on Sunday, because the Colts now, if they lose that game, now you're sweating a little bit because the Texans are only 2 games behind, and your next game's head-to-head.
Right.
So now that Chief game, and I think the Chiefs are going to win on Sunday, that will be a implicating game on playoff matchups there. And then we haven't even talked about the NFC, where if Dallas wins and beats the Eagles somehow, and they might play the Eagles well, then we're looking at a very good Thanksgiving slate of football.
Yeah, and even to take it a step further with that Thanksgiving slate, the first game right off the bat, Packers and Lions, I mean, does that have enough implications for you with the NFC North and teams jockeying to be in first place within the division and get that home playoff game? Colin mentioned the Chiefs. As a neutral football fan, you would like the Chiefs to beat the Colts, be 6-5 in that matchup against the Cowboys, who hopefully could probably not, beat Philadelphia, be 5-1. And can I sell you on the 8-20 game? Can I sell you on it? Burrow could be back. And we mentioned that
he should play. He's questionable officially for the game.
We mentioned that the Ravens are battling for their lives every single week. This is a must-win game for Baltimore. No matter even what happens, no matter what happens in Week 12, this will be a must-win game on a short week for the Ravens. And then the Black Friday game, Bears and Eagles.
That'll be a good game.
Bears right now are the number 1 team in the NFC North, and the Eagles are the best team in the NFL.
There was no way that the Eagles lose that game, if I had to make a guess. They could lose that Cowboy game. There's no way they lose that game.
What was the game that Caleb and the Bears lost a couple of weeks ago? We go, yep, of course they lost that game. It was 2 games.
The Ravens game.
Yeah. I mean, they got dismantled in that.
Against Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, and it wasn't even Lamar. So, like that, I think that's the Chicago Bear you're going to get. But who knows? Maybe Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have turned the corner a bit. I've been on the Bears for a while.
Yeah.
And it's about time.
They've exceeded expectations.
Yeah. And how about the defense being the problem? And I'm laughing at that because of the amount of radio that I did in Illinois covering that team. It's like the defense carried them. With Eberflus, it wasn't the defense that was the issue. It was the quarterback. Now they finally have the offensive guru. They finally have the offensive quarterback in Caleb Williams. It's ironic that now the defense is the issue that they spent a lot of money on and a lot of draft picks like Tyreek Stevenson and company.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Wisconsin's playing BYU right now in Salt Lake City College
They need
basketball.
a timeout. They needed a timeout.
It's 36-24 BYU. That's the number one pick right there, AJ Dibansa.
Dude, he's sick.
Yeah, he's good.
I
He's
told
got
you
any
what,
shot. Wisconsin's got a walk-on guarding him.
Oh, God. Is that not Greg Gard?
From
Dude,
farmland, Wisconsin.
I can't take... Honestly, I'm a fickle guy, but he's running that program into the ground. And now you got Greg Gard, but you got two coaches who need to leave. You got two coaches
I'm
who
not
need
a
to be.
Greg Gard guy either. Wisconsin fans would fight you about Greg Gard, but they wouldn't fight you
Tell
about
me why you aren't a guard guy like you told the two college basketball junkies why you're not. What'd you say?
He took Bo Ryan's team. That was the only year Greg Gard's been there since 2000, I want to say 2017 maybe. And Bo Ryan left midseason, so Gard got promoted internally for the job. That's the only year that Wisconsin basketball has made the second week of the tournament since he has taken over. They have never made the second weekend of the tournament, and they've had a lot of years with their top 15 finishes in the AP poll. So they've never – I think they should get the UConn assistant, Luke Murray, and then therefore Tim Russo.
There you go.
That's what we need.
Timmy,
I would Tim Russo with Luke Murray. A UConn offense on Wisconsin.
Now, is Timmy,
sign me up.
By the way, Tim Russo, Colin's brother, what's his shtick?
What do you mean his shtick?
What's he known for? Defense, offense?
Yeah, right, first of all.
Coaches
don't have shticks.
Well, you said Luke Murray designs the offense.
Well, yeah, that's not a shtick. It's a shtick. That's a specialty.
Well, I call it a shtick. What's Timmy's shtick?
Tim right now does defensive game plans and all the out of bounds.
We need to call your brother on how to get our 7th and 8th graders to match up on defense.
He does all out of bounds and defense.
What would he tell us? Like, Timmy, that our kids, they don't know who the hell they're guarding, no matter how hard we try. What do we do there? 2-3?
Tim would be sick if he watched our team play defense. He'd be sick.
He'd put him in a 2-3 so fast.
Yeah, he's like, just forget about it. He's like, you're not changing any lives here. Put him in 2-3 and forget about it.
I think that's what we have to do, by the way.
We'll see. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
And by the way, Colin and I, we coach a 7th and 8th grade team.
Gave a game on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're 2-1.
Dare I say I'm 50.
We had demoralized what?
Pending on the Ohio State Rucker game, I'm 50. Like, if that game's
what time is that game?
It's noon. If it's a game at halftime, I might be in a little trouble.
That's fine.
I don't expect
you covered for me, so that's not a big deal.
Here's the issue, though. I don't expect to sweat that one out. I think we'll be just fine against Rutgers.
I tend to agree.
If it's like 21-3, I'm at the game.
We're gonna make a couple cover 5 picks on the other side of things. See what we like for our weekend picks. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. The moment you've been waiting for all year, it's here. The McRib is back at McDonald's. No more daydreaming about that saucy, tangy barbecue flavor because it's back in your hands where it belongs. Now, get 15% off when you spend more than $10 only in the McDonald's app. Pair it up with some fries and a Dr. Pepper. Don't wait. The McRib won't stick around forever. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through 12/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a week. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Extra value meals are back. For just $5, get a savory and sweet sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, plus hash browns and a coffee. Only at McDonald's.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Extra value meals are back. That means 10 tender, juicy McNuggets and medium fries and a drink are just $8. Only at McDonald's.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
Get ready for one of the biggest college football events of the year. It's the 12th annual Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at beautiful Flagler Credit Union Stadium. 2 of the best Group of 5 teams battle it out in sunny South Florida. And just like Bush's Beans, the game is packed with real flavor and tradition. Over 150 players have gone from the field to the NFL. Who's going to be next? Grab your seats now by going to BocaRatonBowl.com. The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. We get Damian Perez behind the glass at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today, where you could get involved on any single game. If you want to bet the Wisconsin-BYU game live, if you want to go NBA, futures, game-by-game, player props, if you want to do the college football slate this weekend and the NFL on Sunday, you could string them together. You could parlay it together. You could go game-by-game as little as $1. It's all available to you. Best part, you put in just $5 on the app on your first bet. You win that first $5 bet. You get $150 in bonus bets immediately. That is how easy it is just to get some playing money, some throwaway money on the Hard Rock Bet app. Do that now. Download it and check out the Discover page. See what other users are putting together themselves, and you can tap and tag along. It is that easy on the app. It's Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus. Physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. All right, Mike, let's make our Cover 5 picks for the weekend. How Cover 5 works. It is free to download on the App Store, and you can compete against myself and Mike as a Russo and Rizzo team, or theoretically speaking, as a Theo Dorsey and Christian Cat team. You can compete against other listeners of the show, other people that we know that are trying to pick 5 games a week in the NFL on the spread. It's lightning bets. So if you bet Kansas City minus 3.5, they win by 10 points, you get essentially 7 points. Or if you bet Kansas City minus 3.5, they lose by 10, you lose 13 points. It is a point-by-point system. You have to make sure your picks are not only right, but very right. That's how fun the app is. You could do it, and you could compete against us weekly. And if you are actually able to beat us in a week, you get an opportunity to win a Duffy's gift card over at Duffy Sports Grill all around South Florida. So, we'll get started there. Mike, we got 2 picks on the docket. What do we have so far?
So right now, we are Shador men. We're going with the Browns at Shador Sanders plus 3.5 on the road against Las Vegas. This is clearly me. I want to root for the young man. I want to root for the young man, and I think the Browns could actually win that game. All Vegas is really bad.
What's the next one?
Dallas plus 3.
I'm all over this too.
It's just like, they need the game.
They need the game. Let's
Philly.
Let's root for the good NFL game.
Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdowns his last time out. Kyle, remember the first matchup too. Dallas damn near had Philadelphia dead to rights in the first game of the season, that Thursday night football game. So I actually do like Dallas a lot in this. Kyle and I are going with them at plus 3. Now we need a couple of other picks. Kyle, is Joe Burrow going to play?
I can't make that declaration
plus
yet.
8.
Let me tell you another one.
Cincy plus.
You're going to be all over this.
Okay.
San Francisco minus 7 against Carolina on Monday Night Football.
They burned me. San Francisco burned me 2 weeks ago.
Mike, I know Carolina.
You tell me. I trust this is you are Carolina guy. You're Carolina Colin, not to get mixed with Carolina
take
Mike.
San Francisco.
Okay, all right. We'll take San Fran minus 7. So that's 3. San Fran minus 7. Cleveland plus 3. Dallas plus 3. We need 2 more picks. Does Seattle blow the doors off of Tennessee? That's a 13-point line.
On the road? Or you could take the Lions against the Giants coming off a bad loss.
I think, dude, something's wrong with them.
I
Something's
hear you,
wrong with them.
But isn't this the type of game where the Giants just had their Jameis Winston game? They competed against Green Bay. They're just going to get the doors blown off them?
I don't know, dude.
All right, they want to go Seattle then? They need to win by 40.
They need to, yeah. What are the Jags going to do?
The Jags?
2.5?
Dude, they could win.
They can't win by 7? Get us 5 points?
They could totally lose that game.
Oh, my God.
I'll take
your team.
We could take
I
Jacksonville.
hate that team.
We could take Jacksonville if you
No,
want.
I never agained them. Remember, I forgot I never agained them.
All right,
Who
fine.
did they blew
Cincinnati.
it against Vegas.
And Vegas.
+8 on the road. Listen, you're the one who told me Burrow's playing yesterday with what you saw from practice last
I mean, he's
2
a
days.
full participant. Why wouldn't he play?
+8, it's a lot of points.
That's +8 in the cover 5 app?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cincinnati at home +8. The biggest home dog outside of those aforementioned Tennessee Titans.
Let's do it.
I
So
like
it's a
it.
Cincinnati. All right.
Believe it or not, I really
you have
like
to change
that.
it if Burrow doesn't play. You have to change it
Okay.
if Burrow doesn't play.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What's the other? What game are you big on again? We'll just change it to that.
I mean, we could do the Jags game if you want, but Seattle. Do we take Seattle?
On the road, you're fine with that?
I am fine with that.
I am too. Darnold threw 4 picks last game. This is a
As
get
long
right
as
game.
you take San Francisco.
I did.
And I'm
So
betting against one of my over picks.
Our five is Cincinnati +8. Seattle
against New England, right?
Sorry,
Yep.
yeah, against I'll do the matchup. Cincinnati +8 against New England at home. Seattle -13 on the road at Tennessee. Cleveland +3.5 on the road at Vegas. Dallas +3 at home against Philadelphia, and then San Francisco -7 at home versus Carolina. I'm following you on that. I can't, dude. Remember that disastrous week that I had without you here?
Yeah.
Dude, San Fran was like the biggest culprit. Remember I took him against the Rams to cover that, what was it,
I don't
8?
like that pick. Yeah, I don't like that pick.
Dude, it was like 8.
I don't like that
They
pick.
got smoked.
Yeah, I don't like that pick.
You said you didn't want to be involved that day. He had me and Damien Damien, we made a mess of that, by the way. Damien, we made a mess of those picks that day, mate.
I don't know.
It was all Mike, by the way.
Yeah, it was all
But
me, to be fair.
We have a theme here. Our theme is we're rooting for good games. See, this is not a great theme, but this is why we're not professionals. We're rooting for good NFL games in the Thanksgiving slate, so therefore we need Dallas to play well. We're also rooting for a good game in the Thanksgiving slate, therefore we're rooting for the Bengals to play well. Carolina is either great or terrible. They had their great week last week. They're going to get blown out. I'm fairly certain.
I'm upset we couldn't take BYU and AJ DeBansis. Did I say that right?
Yep.
I'm upset we couldn't take them against your Wisconsin Badgers.
He'll be the number 1 overall pick. Yeah.
So
Wisconsin Badgers, who are playing against them right
there
now
you
in
go.
Salt Lake
Context.
City,
Sorry, I've been up since 5 in the morning.
are playing AJ Dibansa, who's going to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Colin went to Wisconsin, big Wisconsin hoops fan. Can't stand the coach, Greg Gard. And I agree with Colin that it's probably time to move on after watching 20 minutes of this.
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't watch Wisconsin
8-9
anymore.
focused
I
minutes.
thought watching Bo Ryan was bad all those years. That's like Greg Gard is like watching paint dry. That's a tough product to watch.
It was better last year than it usually is, but I understand what you're saying.
Now, Colin, from the farm system of Madison, what are they spewing up there? Are they buying Greg Gard? Is he the greatest
They
coach
like him.
ever?
They like him.
Of course they do.
Of
They
course
also like Luke Fickell.
They also, they love everybody except for Matt LaFleur. They don't love him.
Well, yeah, the one good coach.
The
they
one
have.
guy they should keep around.
The one good coach.
All right, so we
quarterback
need
season.
Seattle to play well on the road. We need the Bengals to play well at home. We didn't touch the Kansas City game.
You like Kansas City, though. I'll switch. How about this?
No. We don't need to switch it.
What I'm saying, if Burrow
Keep the
doesn't,
Browns. We're keeping Shedeur Sanders.
if Burrow doesn't play, I'll switch to Kansas City.
No problem.
Okay.
I like that.
That was like our 6th pick.
Mike,
we make 5
is
picks.
Shedeur Sanders going to throw 3 interceptions?
I'm a Shedeur man.
He's going to throw 3 interceptions.
No. I'm a Shedeur
Are we really going to be surprised if he
man.
throws 3 interceptions on Sunday?
I got no choice but to believe in the kid. Colin,
That's not a telling moment. That
Yes,
we
it
should,
is. Yes, it is. For Cleveland people, it is. I'm rock bottom. Colin, I'm rock bottom. I can't get any lower with this football team right now. I cannot. I thought it was bad at 0-16 and 1-31. It's worse because we've tasted the playoffs within the last 2.5 years, and you got 2 wins right now. And an offense that is rivaling, the offenses of when God, who is the coach? Papa Bear Hallis was coaching. That's how awful, historically awful this Kevin Stefanski offense is. This is the last thing I'm clinging on to. Partner, if he stinks this game, you will never hear me bark up the Browns tree on Cover 5 or our good friends at Hard Rock Bet ever again. This is it. This is my last straw with this team. It's the last hope I have. You got Myles Garrett and a great defense.
You can't draw a complete conclusion after one game, though.
But what I'm saying is I'm done this season I'm done this season because the coach is going to get fired no matter what any of these quarterbacks do. I can't take it for face value because they're getting coached by a guy who's not going to be there next season. And my best guess is Andrew Berry gets fired.
You think they're a complete wash?
I think it's a complete wash. They already got rid of Paul DePodesta, who's been there 10+ years.
And did they get rid of him or did he walk away? Was that an amicable
He went
split?
to the MLB, but that guy stunk. He was a waste of time.
All right, fair enough. It's a tricky situation with Cleveland. I think you're better off just ridding yourself of everything. I don't think anything on the team outside of maybe a couple defensive pieces are worthy of keeping around. Of course, you want to keep Quinshon Judkins around. Shedeur Sanders is not going to change any minds. I don't like how this is a big topic because what did you see of his 3 of 12 performance?
Nothing. If anything, Colin, I saw that he wasn't ready to be a starting quarterback, and I understand why Dylan Gabriel was the starter. But all week long, Colin, we had to hear how it's the coaching staff's issue, how he didn't get the reps and whatever, and fine. I'll buy into it for a week. Let's see what he does with a full week of practice with the ones. It's funny, Colin, he's a 20-year-old kid. But like the excuse factory, I think is going to be gone. He's had a full week of practice. There's a rumor that he's been meeting with Stefanski.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the excuse that Stefanski's letting him down, and the coaching staff is letting him down.
That ends Sunday. I think that ends Sunday.
For better or worse.
Yeah, correct. I think that ends Sunday, and he'll probably, even if he stinks this week, he'll be the starter next week. The Browns are looking for top draft picks, which just stinks why your Jags finally decided to have a good season.
What about Dylan Gabriel?
I just don't see it.
Well, what are they going to? They're going to put him back in, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If once he's out of concussion, sorry, I thought you meant in general. Once he's out of concussion protocol, he'll probably be the starter. My best guess. They're not just going to bench him.
They can't.
But remember, look at C.J. Stroud and how long it took him to get out. How long has it been?
And Jackson Dart, who's out again.
I mean,
with concussion protocol. They're taking it serious all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is like 2-3 weeks. So I expect Shedeur to get multiple games.
Fair enough. All right. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We'll do a little 5 and 5 as we enter into the 5 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. That's all to come right here on ESPN 106.3.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling, call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Join us for the 16th annual YMCA of the Palm Beaches Prayer Breakfast, Thursday, December 11th at the Breakers Palm Beach. Hear NFL legend, Super Bowl champion, and broadcaster Joe Theismann share his inspiring story of perseverance and purpose on and off the field. Support one of Palm Beach County's oldest nonprofits, serving children, family, and seniors since 1917. Learn more and reserve your seat at ymcapalmbeaches.org.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
This is ESPN 1063, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 1063, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
There are just a few Dolphins games left this season at Hard Rock Stadium. If you've been thinking about getting to a game, now's the time. Single game tickets are still available with seats across all levels, from the 300s to premium club options. Dolphins football is about more than what happens on the field. It's about who you're with, the atmosphere, and being part of something bigger. Grab your tickets now at MiamiDolphins.com/tickets.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
The 5 p.m. hour of Russo and Rizzo, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. It's Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. Damian Perez is behind the glass. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. We got high school game day tonight. Stay tuned for that game at 7 tonight with Christian Cat on the call. ESPN Top 63. You can catch all of our coverage. We're going to be at a number of different games tonight. Mike will be over at Cardinal Newman. I will be over at Fort Pierce Central. So you can catch all that, all the highlights and the game scores throughout the night. ESPN Top 63 on Twitter and YouTube. You can catch us all there with the high school coverage. Now it's state regional quarterfinals, I believe. So you got a lot of big-time games coming throughout the next couple of weeks. We got you covered there. Damian Prezar behind the glass, our producer today. Damian, how are you today? What's going on?
Doing great. How are you guys?
We've been better. Had better days. Had better days. Mike's delirious because Mike doesn't get up before 8 o'clock. Usually, is 8 o'clock the number?
It's 8 o'clock on the dot every day.
So Mike's a little delirious right now.
That 4:45 wake-up call? And I went to bed at about 1 o'clock because when I got to get up early, you can't sleep.
What time do you get up every day?
Every day, 7:30.
7:30.
Alarm goes off 7:30.
Right.
Sit there till like 7:45, but I'm awake 7:30.
All right. So yeah, 4:45. Mike is all over the place today.
Oh God, I'm shambles. Anyone watch One Piece? Trafalgar Deed Law? Shambles. That's me.
I must have missed that one.
Okay. Got to wear that one, kid.
It's all right. It's all right.
Delirious Mike Rizzo.
It's all right. Damien, do you think Inter Miami is going to win easy this weekend, or do you think it's going to be competitive against Cincinnati? What do you think is going to happen on Sunday?
Easy? I don't know about that. I think it'll be very competitive. The game is in Cincinnati
Do you have a percentage chance either side? Is this a 50-50 coin flip?
I would go 55-50, Inter Miami's favor, but very, very tight.
I am, as you know, I am a huge Inter Miami fan. Dame, if they lose, I get to go to Ohio State, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that's a tough one.
That is a very tough one.
It's a tough one. I've not been at the Big House since 2019.
So what are you trying to say?
For the record, I'm not saying anything. Just, just wanted to let people know.
Just putting it out there in the universe.
Yeah,
You're just saying that if they lose, you get to go to
the best rivalry in college sports.
So if they win, though, then you can't.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm gonna be on the call for Inter. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I think the call Lionel Messi game. Damien agrees with me.
Inter Miami making history. This will be the first time they
Messi,
qualify.
and honest to God, Messi's never beaten Cincinnati. It's a huge game, Damien.
Yeah.
Leo's never
period.
He's never beaten him, period.
Since with his era here at Inter Miami, he has not beat Cincinnati.
It's like the team that's been the thorn in the side. And to be fair, Nashville was like the team that they, completely owned. And that was a 3-game series.
Yeah, and in 2 games, Inter Miami lost the first and tied the second. So definitely not the opponent we wanted in this matchup, but I think they got a chance.
Yeah.
Right. Let's bounce around. Let's do a little 5 and 5% by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
C.J. Stroud looked extremely upset in the locker room after the Texans' massive win over the Bills. Now, if you look at the stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, I uploaded the picture of C.J. Stroud not looking very happy. Houston has won 3 consecutive games with David Mills as the QB1. Is there a QB decision to make in Houston, or is that an overreaction?
Are we overthinking this? Are they just going to go to Stroud and turn around and not think about it again?
I think they should.
Should, or we
I think they should.
Do you think they're going to have a decision?
I don't think there's a decision.
I kind of agree. I don't know. I'm behind. I'm back and forth.
You've been wishy-washy a little on this.
I have. Because the thing is, part of me thinks, all right, he wins games, but the other part of me thinks the offense is still bad.
Stroud at one point in his career was a needle mover.
One point. That's a
But
point.
Davis Mills was never. He has never been a needle mover. So that's why I lean C.J. Stroud. And it's not. Listen, I know like the interceptions and whatnot. They've been up the last couple of years.
They were terrible when he played earlier in the year. I hear you.
It was the offensive line last year. Now, like the cop out is, there's nothing around.
I kind of agree
him.
that they don't necessarily want to enter quarterback limbo. They don't want to make a problem maybe when there isn't one. They know that the offense is going to be bad regardless. You might as well stick the guy in there that you want to preserve the relationship with.
Yeah, I don't take much in the picture. I just think he's a little frustrated with himself. He's watching his team win, and he's not necessarily a part of those ones. Like, obviously, he's on the team, but, like, he's not the reason they're winning these football games. Davis Mills is the quarterback. Now,
it's a self-centered way to look at it.
But Mills isn't the reason they're winning games either. That's what I want to remind CJ.
Mills not, he's not looking miserable.
It's self-frustration. I think selfishness is the wrong word. I think it's self-frustration with Stroud. I don't think that has anything to do with the reflection of the team. I think it's just a mental battle with him right now. He knows he can do it, and he's done it before.
Number 2.
Joe Burrow, who hasn't played since week 2 due to a toe turf injury, has now put together 2 weeks of practice since the Bengals designated his return from IR on November the 10th. Is Burrow in line to start Sunday, and what does this mean for the Bengals' playoffs hopes?
I don't think this means anything for the Bengals' playoff hopes. Too much great needs to happen. What, are they going to go undefeated?
Bengals playoff.
They're going to go 7-0?
Bengals playoff hopes. Bengals playoff hopes are smoke in the air.
They're playing spoiler the rest of the year.
Yeah,
that's their job. Their job is to spoil other people's seasons.
And the reason I do, first off, I think he's going to play Dame. I think with what we heard from practice and what Colin and I have been talking about the last couple of days, sounds like a guy who is going to play.
How you can do multiple full practices and not play?
I think that sets the tone that he's about business. Like, I personally, if I were a Bengal fan, I wouldn't want to see him anywhere near the field this year. You tank for a draft pick. It's a no-brainer. You're not going to the playoffs. You might as well just say goodbye to the season and start Joe Flacco. But if he wants to come back, I give him credit for that. I do.
I mean,
I know this
you know
was
what
it.
I want? The thing is, it's like, as opposed to what? If he didn't come back, I would bash him for it. You got to come back.
I wouldn't. Get a better draft pick.
Oh, please. Nobody thinks like that. Not players.
I guess
who have incentive-laden contracts. Fans think like that.
No, Browns fans think like that, and that's why I'm saying
Browns fans think like that. No Brown players think
that's
that.
why just oh God, the Browns are 2 wins just to tank. Get a good draft pick.
Yeah, no Brown players ever said that.
No.
It's just weird with Burrow because too little, too late. Flacco had an opportunity. That Jet game is going to prove to be very crucial. If they had 6 losses comparatively to 7, you're looking at a little bit more possibility. I just think going 7, the number is 10. I mean, if you're thinking about going, 7-0,
yeah, and
that's too much to ask.
For the record, any player could get hurt at any moment. But if Burrow comes back and gets injured again, you know what the conversations are going to be. They brought him back too early. The Bengals are idiots for even playing him in a season that's already
at a
lost.
certain point, if he just continues to get hurt, then they're going to be having conversations not about the decision, but about him.
Yeah.
Part of the best ability is staying available, and he has not been able to do that, at least in 3 of his seasons to this point.
The best thing you could offer any company is availability.
And he is now all of a sudden being available, and you don't like that.
It's not that I don't like it. I just say I doomsday that he'll get hurt again because he has the last 2 out of the last 3 seasons he's been hurt. So you're going to rush him back in the year, which is already over. That's my pushback of it. But maybe that's a doomsday Brown fan.
Number 3.
Number 3.
The Bills struggled last night against a very tough Houston Texans defense, losing a very important AFC matchup 23-19 in Houston. Taking into account the limited weapons at receiver the Bills have, was it the right decision for the coaching staff to bench Keon Coleman for a 2nd straight game due to a coach's decision?
Shakir played well, Kyle.
You can make the argument that they could have used another piece or two, but it was the offensive line that let the team down. It wasn't necessarily the receiver room. Josh Allen did not play a great game, and they made crucial plays. They had that 4th and 27 on that final drive, 4th and 27, and they had that sort of hook and lateral, and that converted, and all of a sudden, right then and there, I thought they were going to win the game. And you got to give the Texan defense credit because they completely regrouped, and they were able to stop them. They were able to win the game. A bizarre finish. I'm not necessarily worried about Buffalo because I think Houston, that was a do-or-die game. You can't fall to 5-6 with the next 2 you play at Kansas City and at Indianapolis. You need to be 6-5 in this scenario. Of these 3-game stretch that they have, one of which is already done, they need to go 1-1 in the next 2. They need to win one of the Colts and the Chiefs because the Chiefs is the head-to-head, and the Colts gives you a shot at the division.
So the Bills, correct me if I'm wrong here, they never actually sat Stephon Diggs for something like this. Am I wrong on this?
I don't think they ever benched Stephon Diggs.
What does that say about Keon Coleman? Like, to go back to your original question, was it the wrong move? I mean, if he's just being a nuisance and...
It sounds like a good decision after a win. It seems like a bad decision after a loss. That's just what you're going to have to deal with.
My pushback is if that young man plays, I don't think it wins him the game. I don't think it's a decision winning and losing a game. I think Shakir played well. I think Colin's onto something about the offensive line and the pass blocking was miserable. You think in a game where Dalvin Cook went over 115 yards, had a touchdown, and the Bills had a 100-yard receiver, and they held a team damn near to under 25 points, obviously 26, I understand that. But you get what I'm saying? They did enough to win the ball game. Allen threw 2 interceptions, and the offensive line got him sacked 8 times. Some of the sacks were on Allen, too. Let's keep that in mind.
Number 4.
So you guys were at a golf event this morning where you were judging golfers for their walk-up songs. Put you on the spot. If you had to pick your walk-up song, your go-to walk-up song, what would it be?
It's fresh in my mind. I would do a Game of Thrones orchestral.
Dude, Colin and I, it's such a fun ride home when he had me guessing which battle would the OSC, the original soundtrack was played in.
Damien, you familiar with the original soundtracks of movies? Like the orchestrals in the background?
Of course. Which movie, though?
So I was
TV
playing
show.
Mike, Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's a classic.
And I was playing him, right, and we were doing specific tracks that I have on this. I have a album on my phone, and I was going through it, and I was like, Mike, what scene, what battle, what episode is this from? Mike needs to get refreshed on Game of Thrones because it was...
That was decent.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Definitely. I mean, that's also something that it just clicks with me hearing stuff like that.
I forgot who Theon Grimjoy was.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I forgot who.
That was the best battle.
I didn't forget him. I forgot his name. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, God. it might be time to brush up on a little Game of Thrones. But OSTs are great.
Doing an OST to like Game of Thrones, that would throw Mike and I off if they said like Light as 7 by Ramin Djawadi.
Now I got 2 for you, naturally. My nerdy one would be Many Nights, the Itachi Uchiha OST from Naruto. And the regular song would be Return of the Mac by Markel Morris. That is one of the great. That is, I don't care what anybody says. Or it might be Markel Morrison, excuse me. Regardless. The song Return of the Mac, I don't know a single person who doesn't like that song.
He's a West Palm native, by the way.
Get the hell out of here.
Yep.
Get the hell out of here. Dude, we got to get him on the show. His song was my theme song in college. It's nothing to be proud of. But at the same time, to make that very clear, I was a degenerate. But at the same time, like, dude, you go to 72 North High Street at Ohio University or 789 Indianola at Ohio State. That song was playing.
Battle of the Heroes by John Williams. You familiar with that song?
Yeah. That's Duel of Fates.
Battle of the Heroes is Anakin and Obi-Wan in episode 3.
Yep.
That would be a good one to play. Or Duel of the Fates would be a good one.
You want to know a good one? Anakin's Dark Deeds. If you're ever in a mood, throw that on.
But for a walk-up song in a golf tournament, Duel of the Fates, that would fire anybody up.
Now, Battle of the Heroes is a mix of like 2. If you actually listen, it's a mix of Duel of Fates, and I forget the other song. Dude, John Williams is the GOAT. Can we make that clear? That guy. What other soundtracks did he do outside of Star Wars? Karate Kid?
Jurassic Park. He did Jaws.
Yeah,
he's
dude, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
Him and Hans Zimmer. That would be a good one. I would do an OST. Yeah, I'd do a score. That's what I would do. What's number 5?
Number 5.
Week 13 of college football is about to kick off, and we are in the thick of it. What are your must-watch matchups for the weekend?
This weekend, there's a couple big, weirdly enough, ACC matchups that I personally have my eye on. Louisville at SMU is a huge implicating game. And then Pitt, Georgia Tech. The winner probably likely gets into that ACC championship game while the loser is out. I think it'd probably be better off if Georgia Tech were to win that game. So that's what I got my eye on. USC Oregon is also last-ditch effort for USC to potentially put themselves in consideration to get an at-large bid in the college football playoffs. So those 3 games for me are the 3 that I'm looking at.
USC Oregon for me. This is, to Kyle's credit, an elimination game, I think, for both teams. Oregon has 1 loss. I don't think they could afford to get in with 2 losses because of the weakness of their schedule. Now, maybe I'm dead wrong there. They're still the 7th team in the country, but that's a home game at Autzen. On the flip side, USC, who's on the road at Oregon, as I mentioned, if they win this game, that's wins against Oregon and Michigan, 2 top 25 teams. They would probably be in, pending they could win their last regular season game of the year. And then I'll throw another one your way. Michigan and Maryland. Our coworker, Mike, he's a Michigan man, and he tells me he's worried about Maryland. So for that reason,
Michigan had a trap game last week. I feel like it'd be hard to get that
I'm the same way, but I'll take Mike for his word. If he's worried about that game, then maybe we should be tuned in come 4:00 on the Big Ten Network. I mean, it is Kyle. If they win their next 2 games, they're in the college football playoff. If they beat Maryland and they beat the Buckeyes,
taking a substantial leap. That also means beating Ohio State.
Exactly, but it is someone who might be
there. Isn't that crazy?
So if I'm boots on the ground, Ohio State will win that game. If I'm not, I don't feel too confident about it.
Wow, so a lot is riding on
the Rizzos historically.
A lot is riding on that Inter Miami.
So my
Cincinnati
dad is 8-0 at the Big House, and I'm 3-0. That's 11-0 between the 2 Rizzo Ohio State boys. My brother is the stepchild. He doesn't like Ohio State.
All eyes are on you, Lionel Messi.
No, they need to beat Cincinnati. We need to advance. We need that MLS Cup, right, Damien? We need that MLS Cup.
Absolutely, especially after not winning anything this season.
Now, I still want to roast you for not showing up to Pink Smoke after the United States men's national team beat Uruguayo the other night. And
now, I know that's what it looked like.
And by the way, can you correct people? I'm saying it the right way. Uruguayo.
Yeah,
all right.
got it.
People are like, Mike, what the hell are you saying?
No,
I'm like, no.
You got it.
I said, that's how my guy Damien, who is Uruguayo, told me how to say it. So you're wrong. You're wrong.
But I was not ducking the smoke. No pun intended.
Have you ever seen The Internship with Vince Vaughn and
Owen Wilson?
Yeah, great movie.
Were there Google in that one?
Yeah, and that's right. Wrong. And he goes, what? Well, you're wrong.
They've been in 100 movies together.
I love, dude, any Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn combination I have watched.
Wedding Crash is the best one.
It's the best one, but you need to watch Starsky and Hutch. It's an underrated one.
He's been on me for that. Have you seen this movie, Damien?
I have not.
No.
The updated version of Starsky and Hutch where Vince Vaughn plays the Kingpin
No,
and
I missed
obviously
this one.
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson play Starsky and Hutch. It's unbelievable. Granted, maybe I'm a servant to when I grew up, but like I grew up thinking that was a hysterical movie. Especially when he accidentally does a drug on the dance floor and Ben Stiller just rips it on the disco dance floor. And Kyle, the song that's playing is "That's the Way, I Like It." Great scene in the movie.
All right. How about this? We'll do this and then get to break because we got Mike Tannenbaum coming up on the other side. That's the former general manager of the New York Jets and the former executive vice president of football operations for the Dolphins, current ESPN NFL insider. Here is the official statement from Ole Miss Athletics, who is the actual vice chancellor for the college athletics at Ole Miss. He was talking about Lane Kiffin's future. I'm going to read this, an extensive quote, so bear with me. But here's what he said. Quote, Coach Kiffin and I have had many pointed and positive conversations regarding his future at Ole Miss, including meeting today with Chancellor Boyce. While we discuss next steps, we know we cannot lose sight of what is most important. Our 6th-ranked team that is poised to finish the regular season in historic fashion. Despite the outside noise, Coach Kiffin is focused on preparing our team for the Egg Bowl. And together, we want to ensure that our players and coaches can concentrate fully on next Friday's game. The team is on the cusp of an unprecedented season, and it's imperative that they feel the support of the Ole Miss family in the week ahead. An announcement from Coach Kiffin's future is expected Saturday following the game.
Yeah, Ole Miss is cooked. He's leaving.
I agree. That's a so long partner.
Correct. He's
That's
leaving.
A so long. We'll see you next
There's
time.
a lot of passive aggressiveness I think, in that too. We are solely focused on this season.
We cannot lose sight on what is most important. Our
He's
team.
gone. I think the question is if it's LSU or Florida. That's the question.
One of those two teams is going to get Lane Kiffin. I would agree with that.
How about I give Lane? Listen, maybe he could have handled himself different. You want to know where I give him credit for? No one knows where he's going. No one knows where he's like. How many people have claimed he's going to Florida? Claimed he's going to LSU.
I'm going to guess LSU. If I had to guess, are you going to guess Florida?
I am going to guess Florida. For some reason, I think he goes to Gainesville. After all of the hoopla of me saying Gator fans, you're not getting Lane Kiffin.
And you know what else tells me something? Maybe there's something that buys into the Florida thing. John Summerall, the head coach of Tulane, there was a report out there that he was going to meet with Florida. And then that report got squashed within like a couple hours, and it was like 2 days ago. And John Summerall said, we're just meeting with the only meeting I have today is with the quarterbacks. Maybe that tells you that Lane Kiffin was picking up more steam and they actually backed out.
I also think Florida has probably been working on this for 2 years. Remember last year? What were the rumors? They wanted him last year. He said kick rocks. They get rid of Napier this year.
Now I wonder what changed.
They get rid of Napier this year. And then, like, the reason I don't think it's LSU, Colin, is because of the state of the program. Like,
the dynamics?
They're fighting with Brian Kelly to give him guaranteed money. The hell would you go there if you're a coach like Lane
I don't
Kiffin?
disagree. But it sounds like Keith Carter, the vice chancellor for intercollegiate athletics at Ole Miss, is saying, so long, partner, just focus on the season.
I'll end with this. Do I think LSU is a better job? Yes. But I think Lane chose Gainesville.
Maybe you're right.
It's my best guess.
He's a guy who likes to act differently. We're going to talk to Mike Tannenbaum. We'll see how much coach speak is in here and see what he thinks as somebody who understands, understanding the media and what to put out at the right time. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach. Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Join us for the 16th annual YMCA of the Palm Beaches Prayer Breakfast, Thursday, December 11th at the Breakers Palm Beach. Hear NFL legend, Super Bowl champion, and broadcaster Joe Theismann share his inspiring story of perseverance and purpose on and off the field. Support one of Palm Beach County's oldest nonprofits, serving children, family, and seniors since 1917. Learn more and reserve your seat at ymcapalmbeaches.org.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Your fantasy roster is set. The smack talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
The pink smoke is taking over South Florida. Listen to Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba and Inter Miami in their pursuit of an MLS Cup all season long right here on ESPN 106.3.
Messi, left foot, in on Guzan, tips it up and over, it's a goal! Lionel Messi is on the board!
Listen to it all on the ESPN South Florida app, brought to you by PNC Bank, Audi, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today. There are just a few Dolphins games left this season at Hard Rock Stadium. If you've been thinking about getting to a game, now's the time. Single game tickets are still available with seats across all levels, from the 300s to premium club options. Dolphins football is about more than what happens on the field. It's about who you're with, the atmosphere, and being part of something bigger. Grab your tickets now at MiamiDolphins.com/tickets.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez with the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach on a Friday edition of the program, the 21st of November, 2025. Well, there's a couple coach speak, word salad type of thing to get out of actually answering any questions in regard to Lane Kiffin. You have a good Thursday night matchup yesterday between the Bills and the Texans. A lot to break down, a lot to get into. Let's loop in the expert. You can hear him on ESPN circuits all throughout the NFL insider himself. He's the former general manager of the New York Jets, the former executive vice president of football operations for the Miami Dolphins. It is Mr. Mike Tannenbaum with us live and here now. How are we doing, Mike? What's going on?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Excellent. All right, Mike, I want to loop you in and you're somebody who's been in front offices. You understand what it's like to release statements, try to, manage a situation, maneuver your way through a situation. I'm just curious. Keith Carter, who is the vice chancellor for intercollegiate athletics for Ole Miss, said, I'll paraphrase as best I can. Coach Kiffin and I had many pointed and positive conversations regarding his future at Ole Miss. He basically said that we cannot lose sight of what is most important, the sixth-ranked team that is poised to finish in historic fashion. Coach Kiffin's focused on preparing our team for the Egg Bowl, and together we want to ensure that our players and coaches can concentrate fully on next Friday's game on a cusp of an unprecedented season, and then finishes with an announcement on Coach Kiffin's future is expected on Saturday following the game. Does this mean to you that Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss is out for either LSU or Florida, that job?
Not necessarily. I guess if they had an extension, they would certainly announce that sooner, the way we've seen, the Signettis of the world get his. So, it's probably leaning towards him leaving, but I guess, maybe he's just trying to kick the can down the road to see if there's a way to get the deal done.
Now, Mike, why come out with something like this? Just because of all the kind of backlash and kind of crazy sources we've been seeing flying around with the situation? Would you handle this similarly if you were involved in a situation like this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, look, it's one thing to sort of backseat quarterback this thing, but there's probably not a good way to do it, because if you say nothing, the speculation just gets to the point where it's almost untenable. So I think they're trying to tamp the noise down. And I think, if I was the AD there, I'd just get in a room with Lane and just say, hey, look, you should retire as the head coach at Ole Miss. This should be Lane Kiffin Field, and you should be here, for the next 30 years until the day you don't want to coach anymore, the way Nick Saban had it at Alabama. And, whatever the economics are, we'll get that done. But what else can we get done to make this, a place that, you want to see your kids grow up, and there's non-economic things we can do that could be unique here. And I would just try to take the legacy approach more than anything else.
And that would be you as an athletic director trying to pitch him on that. But from Lane Kiffin's perspective, do you think it's in his interest to actually leave?
I would have said 4 or 5 years ago, Colin, yes. I think things are different now with revenue share and NIL. What I mean by that is, Alabama doesn't have just first round pick. You could look at like running backs or receivers where it went from, Julio Jones to, just keep going from like Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, like one after the other, Jalen Hurts and Tua, like those things don't happen anymore. Like if you're not playing, you go. So I think you're going to see the Indianas of the world kind of keep popping up here or there, the BYUs, the Texas Techs of the world. So if you're a good coach, you're in the South, you have pipelines, Collins, of really good players. Why can't you win at Ole Miss consistently?
Mike, do you like everything you just said? How the revenue share is, the money. Do you like the direction that college football is going here? Because to be honest, Mike, Indiana was a bad team forever. Historically, one of the worst teams in Division I football. Now here we are with Curt Cignetti. They're at the top here of the Big Ten. With a couple of weeks to go. Do you like the parity that this has kind of created for other teams in NCAA football?
Yeah, Mike, I think it's more fundamental than that, which is it's not just parity. It's about sort of the right and the wrong, where, for decades and almost probably a century, the quid pro quo was, hey, athletes got a scholarship and that's what they got. And then when you started seeing, somewhat famously the old, hey, the jersey's in the bookstore and everyone's making money from it except for the player, the world's changed. And players should get their fair share. We're talking about hundreds of millions and billions of dollars here. So it's hard to reconcile that and not think that the players shouldn't get paid a reasonable amount of money. And when that happens, there's going to be collectors that have been opportunistic. Good example is Texas Tech. And, they've obviously executed a very good plan. And I do think it's made college football much more interesting.
I agree. That's Mike Tannenbaum, the ESPN NFL insider, joining us now on Russo and Rizzo. To switch gears to the professional side of things, we had Thursday Night Football last night. The Houston Texans, in a way, staying alive, moving to 6-5, beating the Buffalo Bills yesterday, 23-19. Am I overthinking this? But winning 6 of their last 8, C.J. Stroud has not played for the better part of 3 games, and they've won with Davis Mills. There is probably not a decision to be made in terms of whether you bring back Stroud in that starting role or not. I don't think you've seen enough offensively. But is there something to be said about the fact that they're still winning games with Mills in exchange of Stroud when he's hurt? Or am I overthinking this entirely?
Yeah, no, I think what we're seeing is the very definition of a really good backup in Davis Mills. Davis Mills is not one of the 32 best quarterbacks on the planet, but maybe he's top 44, 50-ish. It's a little bit like Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota's made some good plays, and then he had that bad throw in overtime against the Dolphins. The Dolphins were able to take advantage of it. And I think that's what Davis Mills is. But, let's face it, they don't win that game without the 8 sacks. The strength of this team is obviously, the front 7 had 8 sacks, last night. And C.J. Stroud, again, I just think the way they went about things, I just didn't agree with it from a standpoint of, you need to have a great offensive line. I don't know how you move on from a guy like Laramie Tunsil and feel like you're better on the offensive line. And unfortunately, C.J. Stroud got hurt, but I think the ceiling on this team is big question mark at running back. Joe Mixon likely not playing this year. Can they score enough points consistently?
Mike, do you think they can sneak into the playoffs after starting 2-4, 6-5 at this point in the season?
Possibly. I don't believe they have a really big ceiling. So,
right.
If they get in, I think they're more one and done.
Now, Mike, if I could press you a bit, I mean, both of us who were high in Kansas City last week, they ultimately stubbed their toe, and I think have opened up the door for teams like the Texans, for teams like the Jags. Some of these teams had the tiebreaker over them. Where are you at with some of those teams that are flirting with that 6th and 7th spot in the AFC playoff race?
Yeah, look, I think Kansas City, hard pressed to think that Buffalo and Kansas City, I think they get in. I do worry about Pittsburgh. I think Aaron Rodgers just looks old. I thought he looked old in the Charger game. Their defense is a B, not an A. I think when it's all said and done, we're still going to be talking about the Buffaloes, the Baltimores, the Kansas City. I think New England's interesting. Indy's interesting. I think after that, you could probably draw a line.
Mike Tannenbaum with us now. Now, another person who has been a little polarizing has been Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a bad game against the Dolphins about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and then played fantastic on Sunday with 6 total touchdowns. And then yesterday, like any quarterback in the NFL, if you get to him, you could beat him. And that seemed to be the case with Josh Allen, 8 sacks getting home. But you're thinking, don't panic about Buffalo. Is that what I'm hearing here? Don't necessarily worry too much about Allen, that offense, especially without Keon Coleman, some weapons, that offensive line. Is there any sense of worry with you with where Buffalo's at?
Yeah, no. Look, they got Superman. He had a bad night. He got hit a lot last night. He looked in pain that one time. I don't know if that was his wrist or what it was.
His hand or something like that.
Yeah. But, look, Colin, they have a puncher's chance because of him. they're a flawed team. Their front seven's small. They look small. They play small. They give up way too many yards against the run. With that said, they get in. They can get to the Super Bowl because Josh Allen can run for 3 touchdowns in any game. So, but their defense, I kicked the entire offense out of the building in the offseason. I would just draft defensive players and get bigger, healthier, and more durable right down the spine of that defense from Ed Oliver, Matt Milano. Good players. Durability has been an issue. I think their safety play has been below average.
Mike, if the Bills don't win this year, and with New England, coming out of, I don't want to say coming out of nowhere because Vrabel's a great coach, and I know you've been a big Drake May fan, but now New England is the top dog in the division as of record right now. If Buffalo doesn't get the job done this year, are you worried about that window closing for them?
Not
Especially
really.
with Kansas City being bad. Or not bad, but vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't think so, guys, because I think New England is greatly improved. Big fan of Drake May, Coach Vrabel, but I don't know if they have enough ways to score points come the offseason. Stephon Diggs is more of a possession guy. They can run the ball really effectively. Trayvon Henderson's an explosive player. Hunter Henry's fine, but I don't know if they have, to me, they're like a year away from being a year away, and give them credit. I think they're way ahead of schedule and they deserve credit, but I don't think they're just blowing by Buffalo right now.
To stay on Buffalo, last thing on Buffalo here. If what Mike said happens, as in this is not necessarily, if Bill's season does not end up going to plan, and let's say they lose in the divisional round or something earlier than probably a Bill fan would expect going into the season, is there a decision to be made as in terms of maybe an amicable split with the head coach due to maybe Joe Brady sitting right there? Or is that another one where we're overthinking, don't change when it's not broken?
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter. I mean, they've had so much success for a long time. I'm just a big believer in be careful for what you wish for because it could be worse before it gets better. So I think it's been a really well-run group. I have a lot of respect for Sean McDermott. I think he's rock solid. Hasn't been perfect, but McDermott and Allen are a really good place to start when you're building a team.
Now, Mike, apologies if I didn't see you on ESPN talking about this situation already because it's a situation, partner. Where you went on Shedeur Sanders in his first start for the Cleveland Browns as he goes on the road to the Raiders?
Yeah, look, we have talked about it a lot. Whatever happened before.
I'm sure. Mike, first time you talked about this, huh?
Mikey, we've been busy. We've been at a golf outing in Boca. We were at the tree lighting in Boca. Might as well just live in Boca at this point with you down there. But yeah, where are you at, partner? Because you know me, this is the only thing I got. And as crazy as this is, we got a great defense and nothing else. And I'm about to, kick Kevin Stefanski out the door here pretty soon if he's not careful.
Yeah, I would just say it is a great defense. Let's see. I think what we've learned in this day and age with limited practices, I don't think you're going to see teams draft 2 quarterbacks moving forward in the same year because you just can't get them ready. And look, there's so much noise about Shedeur, good, bad, or indifferent, and that's fine. But the reality is, there's not enough snaps to get a rookie quarterback ready and a backup ready. That's the bad news. The good news is, hey, Shedeur, just go make progress. Go play good football, protect it, throw it to the open guy, use the check down, and then throw the ball away and go play good. I thought he was a low ones, maybe a second round pick, guys. He has ability, if his last name was Jones or whatever it was, he happens to be an icon son, but the guy can play. And I'm really hoping he plays well this weekend.
And Mike, I'm curious, Kansas City against the Colts this weekend. Colts coming off a bye, but it's in Arrowhead. Is that a must-win game for Kansas City now going forward, basically these next couple games?
Yeah, it is. And they're going to play well. This is a team that's really a proud outfit. I would be shocked if we weren't talking next week, guys, about a decisive Kansas City win, just given what's at stake, what they need. That Denver game, I don't think that was their last stand. I think they're too talented. And I think if the season started today, we'd all say 17 games moving forward with a healthy, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice back, Josh Simmons, hopefully over his personal issues. I still think this team is immensely talented.
Now, and on the flip side of this, another team that they're playing actually on Thanksgiving are the Cowboys. I know you've probably talked about this a number of times this week. I'm sort of on this team of, I think Dallas is also going to play well against the Eagles on Sunday. They played well against them in the first game of the year. And Dallas coming off, I know, a short week, but offensively, when they hum, they hum. You see them playing well against the Eagles on Sunday.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a proud team that you're clear. The Marshawn Nealon thing is obviously an awful tragedy. You could see them, that sort of galvanized them, for all the, obviously it's an awful event, but you could see them playing very hard, very emotional. And I think this is a team that has their A games really, really good. And I think it may be a good matchup against the Eagles.
Mike, are you a Thanksgiving guy? Do you have any what's your overrated in the kitchen on Thanksgiving, and what's your underrated in the kitchen on Thanksgiving?
Well, overrated in the kitchen is definitely me. I bring no value. Zero.
You're a vibes
There's
guy.
nothing good comes on me in the kitchen.
You open the door.
You and me both.
You open the door. You open the door for people. You say hello. Nothing involved in preparing the food is Mike.
Now, Mike, you're not going to run and grab people drinks?
Yeah, I don't really want to talk. I want to watch the game.
Dude,
I'm not great on Thanksgiving.
Every single man on the planet that's listening to this program.
Just let me know when dinner's ready, and we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving, but I don't need to make this as a show. And I don't want your opinion on football, because most people that are over it, they don't know what they don't know, and I just want to lock in on the games.
See, that's the
I'm
thing.
so with him on that.
Whenever they're with Mike Tannenbaum for Thanksgiving, it's, oh my gosh, I'm with Mike Tannenbaum. We got to break down every living thing that has happened in football in the last 365 days that we haven't gotten his thoughts on yet.
Now, Mike and Colin, I don't know about you guys. Like, my Thanksgivings, thankfully, are with intermediate families. So I don't have to worry about, it's Joe Schmo coming over because he got the late invite. That's not happening. You know what I mean? I don't have the guy that's going to talk my ear off there. What I'm saying.
That's great.
I mean, that's the thing about Thanksgiving, though, is you have to talk about sports because that's basically what the intermediate conversation is, because you're watching the games. But I imagine somebody like Mike, you're there to study the game essentially, because you're going to be talking about it, such as me and Rizzo. It's a different type of feel than just casually watching a game on Thanksgiving. You're almost working in a sense, no?
Yeah, we are, right? And we should be given our space to do our jobs correctly, right, Colin?
Now, Mike, I got to ask, because I'm not a morning person. I woke up at 4:45 in the morning. I'm about to keel over here. I'm on my fourth cup of coffee. What's the earliest Mike Tannenbaum's waking up to go into the city and do a first take and/or an ESPN? I need to hear. Mike, I need to hear how early you're getting up in the morning.
Yeah. I'm there with Colin's dad about 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
What?
There,
Doggy's there at 4:30 in the morning.
He's wrong. My dad does not do. He doesn't do get up. Sometimes, he's there earlier.
Yeah, he does first take, but Mike.
Let me hear it, Mikey.
Yeah, the production meeting starts at 6, so we're up at 4:30.
Oh my God.
See, Rizzo, this is a new thing for Rizzo, and he's a mess.
Mike, in my defense, my 3 years in Peoria, I had the 4 o'clock time slot. And now here, I got the 4 o'clock. Listen, you wake me up at 5 in the morning, I'm going to be a diva. I'm rarely a diva. You get Mike Rizzo up at 4:30 in the morning and then send him to a high school football game till 10 o'clock tonight. And then, on the flip side, get up and do a morning show at Damian Perez behind the City Place Studios. I'm gonna be a little cranky. Is that fair?
That's totally fair.
Okay. All right.
All right. So now you're allowed to be cranky. Mike, we appreciate it as always. Enjoy the holidays if we don't see you. But we appreciate the time as always. Looking forward to talking again next time. All right.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Thank you.
That's Mike Tannenbaum, the ESPN NFL insider, the former general manager of the New York Jets. Big thanks to Damian Perez, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. First tonight, we got a little Boston Commons action. What does that mean? The Boston Tea Party is tonight. So stay tuned for that, because tonight, inside the SoFi Center, it's not just an ordinary golf event. World-famous singers and songwriters Niall Horan and Noah Khan are both ambassadors of Boston Common Golf. They're going head-to-head in a 9-hole TGL-style match. It's tonight. I believe you can still get tickets. So you can just drive up there to Palm Beach Gardens and get in on the action. Joining the fun, they got a fan-favorite crew from Good Golf, including Garrett Clark, Matt Scharf, Sean Walsh, and Brad Dahlke, the guys who are changing the way golf is played and consumed. Everybody's going to be mic'd up so fans can hear every laugh, every shot, every moment. Plus, Bubby and Mo from Good will co-host the night, which has skills competition, live entertainment, interactive fan activities throughout the SoFi Center. It's just up the road here north in Palm Beach Gardens. It's golf like you've never seen it. It's fun, fast, and full of surprises. It's tonight at 7 p.m. at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens. Get in your car and head up on there and check for tickets online at BostonCommonGolf.com/Tea Party. That's TEE Party. BostonCommonGolf.com/Tea Party. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez will blitz the book on the other side. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
The Pink Smoke is taking over South Florida. Listen to Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba and Inter Miami in their pursuit of an MLS Cup all season long right here on ESPN 106.3.
Messi, left foot, in on Guzan, tips it up and over, it's a goal! Lionel Messi is on the board!
Listen to it all on the ESPN South Florida app, brought to you by PNC Bank, Audi, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and listen to Russo and Rizzo. Listen to Theoretically Speaking. Listen to extensive high school sports coverage. Listen to the Florida Panthers game by game on their quest for a three-peat. Listen to it all, including Inter Miami English and Spanish, all in the ESPN South Florida app, free to download on the App Store. The Panthers had a good win yesterday over the Devils, 1-0. They continue to win at home, and they continue to get better throughout the season and get a little more healthier as Matthew Tkachuk's return is on the horizon. But you can listen to all this in one spot, all your beats for South Florida sports in one place. It's the ESPN South Florida app. Download it today. All right, Mike, let's put together a little bit of a parlay. Let's blitz the book with Hard Rock Bet.
Send some heat. Pin your ears back. It's time to blitz the book. Presented by Hard Rock Bet.
All right, blitz the book, Hard Rock Bet. Mike, let's put together a little bit of a weekend parlay and have some fun here. Anything else that you're hot on? I can do one or two college basketball ones if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna add our NFL one. Let's do +7 Cincinnati with Burrow back. I think the Patriots are due to maybe even lose a game. I'd even listen to that +260 money line.
+7 on the Hard Rock Bet app.
I think +7 is the bet for me within the NFL. Believe it or not, because I pooped all over the Bengals all week long. But if Burrow is back, you got to think that's some kind of theme, magic, and mojo.
I don't know if I
cover
love
a
that.
touchdown at home.
Yeah,
at home.
It's just we're gonna place this, and we don't know if Burrow's gonna play. I'm okay. Let's add it, but
I think with how much he's been practicing, you would think that he would play. All right, give me your college hoops while I find us a college football one.
All right, I'm in a couple different spots here because I was looking at Manhattan playing Texas A&M tonight, and they're getting 23.5 points, excuse me. But I was also looking in a couple different directions. I was looking at Wake Forest against Memphis, which is today at 7 p.m. Memphis only off 2 days rest. Let's do that. Wake Forest -2.5 against Memphis today. The game starts in a little over an hour. I like that. And then college football, let's add one or two to the parlay here.
I want USC +10.5.
You think USC is going to play well? I agree with you.
Double-digit dog on the, might as well. They're playing for their season.
I agree with that.
So I would probably add +10.5 USC. Oregon could probably going to win the game, but give me 10.5. USC played Notre Dame well. And I could argue if that wasn't a monsoon, that would have been a one-score game.
Yep. And there was a couple plays in the second half that really kind of extended the lead farther than it was. But, I give USC played better in that game than they do in a lot of those big-type games ever since Lincoln Riley came over.
Yeah.
We could do another college football one, do another basketball one, or stick to NFL and add one more NFL. You want to add the Cowboys +3?
Yeah. Yeah, that's our.
That makes it a
we're begging, and honest to God, Colin, we are begging for a good matchup on that Thanksgiving slate. Another one that I would listen to on the college football side is Oklahoma. I think they ride that high at home against Missouri.
Could that be a trap game?
I don't think so. I'm not high on Missouri.
No, true.
Missouri doesn't play well outside of their home.
And with a backup quarterback, too.
That's all they got to do is win. Sorry, Kyle. All they got to do is win by a touchdown. That's all. It's 6.5. I think it's worth maybe shooting a flyer on.
We could add it. I'm okay with that. Okay. I just think there could be a hangover game in effect. What time is that game at? That's early, too. That's a noon game. It's 6.5.
It's noon. I think this is – they're pretty – the Ohio State's at noon. Oklahoma's at noon. A lot of the top 10's at noon.
6.5 for Oklahoma. Ooh. All right, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. Okay. I don't love it, but I'll
I think buy a touchdown. Buy a touchdown.
Plus 22.35 is what that parlay looks like at this point. So what we have in terms of college basketball, we have Wake Forest home against Memphis tonight, -2.5. We have USC +10.5 at Oregon tomorrow in college football. We have Oklahoma home against Missouri -6.5. We have the Bengals getting 7 points home against the Patriots, and we have the Cowboys home against the Eagles getting 3 points.
What was that college?
Wake Forest -2.5 against Memphis.
That's a godforsaken matchup.
It's not a godforsaken matchup. You're dead wrong there. This game is actually going to be.
Are there any ranked teams on that?
No.
Okay.
Wake Forest is pretty good.
I don't know enough about Memphis.
Wake Forest is pretty good, and Memphis is not good. And they're only getting 2.5 points. Memphis is, by the way, Mike, 1-3.
Is Penny still there?
Off
the top of our heads,
yes,
Penny
he's
Hardaway?
Still there.
Okay.
He's still there.
Okay.
He's still there. And how about this? Both of these teams played yesterday. Wake Forest lost by a point to Texas
tournament
Tech.
Season.
It's tournament season. And so that's actually, I don't know where the Baja Mar.
If I know my guy, Colin cannot wait to be home in Connecticut and watching every second of every single
Feast
college
week
basketball.
Of the Feast Week? Oh, I get a kick.
He knows the name.
Week. I love Feast Week. It's better than the college football. It's all that. That's how good it is.
Oh, come on. You're dead wrong there. Ohio State, Michigan on Saturday. Don't give me that.
Plus 22.30. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. Stick around for some high school coverage. We've got a couple interviews leading you up until kickoff at 7. If you missed any of the show, go listen on Apple, Spotify, all those places. It's Russo and Rizzo saying so long on ESPN 106.3.
Or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500.